Stand by. Did Chrisean truly lie about the paternity of the child? Well, there has been some new claimed proof that is proposing that the dad of the child is really Chrisean's ex. And not Blueface is enraged about this, and he hauled Chrisean satisfies on Twitter, uncovering her for attempting to child trap him. Really, every time we figure what is happening could never deteriorate it, does these two have been grinding away endlessly. And as of now, I'ma need the public authority, or something to engage for this situation, cause Kid Blueface probably won't be the dad of the kid. The fascinating thing about this is that Blueface had consistently guaranteed that he was not the dad of the child in light of the fact that the course of events didn't make any sense. Chrisean previously reported her pregnancy when she was a long time in Blueface, quickly declared that he was not the dad of the child. As expected, he promptly traveled to Twitter, saying to respond to your inquiries, yes, me and Rock are formally done. It's on the up and up. I attempted it. And obviously it wasn't given before she reported she's pregnant with another person's kid. Not Mind Stone has had experiences with 10 distinct men somewhat recently, until I see a DNA test. Then it's not mine, it's anything but a Blueface child. He demanded getting a DNA test to demonstrate that the child was his, and Chrisean consented to it. They ultimately finished a DNA test, and it demonstrated that Blueface was the dad. It says the supposed dad isn't prohibited as the natural dad of the hatchling. And allow me to hear the dad, darling, that is being your dad gracious. It's not delightful. He quickly began putting to get an end. Since he had zero desire to be a decent dad, he made statements like, I will be a miscreant everlastingly. I won't conceal it for genuine. You would rather not be stuck at home with a child. While I'm with the following youthful honeybee, a child will make us stuck. And you would rather not be left with someone like me, considering the manner in which I as of now feel about you. It was what was happening in light of the fact that Blueface wouldn't hesitate to make his position clear. He would go on blusters against her on Twitter, drag her, and express a wide range of things about her. I mean, he wasn't even there when the child was conceived. That is the way little he minded. The fascinating part about this is that Chrisean didn't put Blueface's name on the birth declaration. I mean, sure, she and Blueface have been separated when she conceived an offspring. However, for somebody who had spent her whole pregnancy dogging Blueface and compelling him to acknowledge the child out of nowhere, she didn't need him on the birth declaration. And not in the least did she not put Blueface on the birth declaration. Yet she likewise gave the child her name, including her last name, so the child is Chrisean Alumjar. And no doubt I realized she was distraught at Blueface at the time she conceived an offspring. And this clarifies her not asking him for sign the birth endorsement. However, at that point, they sort of made up after that. Things were cool between them for around 14 days. And there was no show going on. He even met the child. And they had a decent holding time together. Chrisean even posted an image of them together. And she added the subtitle Daddy. And I said they were on incredible conditions. Then so for what reason didn't Chrisean add Blueface to the birth testament then? At that point, well, possibly she realized that Blueface planned to cause some more show for her, or she realized that he wasn't the genuine dad of the child. Consistent with his muddled nature, Blueface began some chaotic show for several days prior. And kid, did it get untidy? He posted an image of their children. He additionally said, I attempted to make the best decision to keep it hidden, yet this young lady continue onward endlessly. Let me be you break child. She is a terrible mother, yes. She is ill-suited. She even pushing the medical procedure back, missing the arrangement, so she can do anything she desires. I went to Baltimore, believing it's a medical procedure. Yet they discuss she missed the arrangement. Chrisean then went on a tirade against him and took steps to record authoritative reports against him. And furthermore, pressure Blueface, you will go to prison, brother, like taking being a liberated person right presently, like value the time you got right now, since you won't wander on the planet like you thought. He would have been wandering the world. Like she likewise blamed Blueface for being pungent, that she gave the child her last name, saying I'm a fit since he's not a Jonathan Jur, but rather he's a Christian Jr. Let them know how you simply need to take my child. Since I named him after me, I'm left with controlling a controller. He believe I'm slow or moronic. And kindly Blue be more worried about your probation than accepting my child from me. As influence I have documentation Jonathan Watchman. Well, it looks like Blueface could have been on the whole correct to uncertainty the paternity of the child in light of the fact that Chrisean's ex just emerged to guarantee that the child is his. He posted one next to the other pictures of him and the child to show exactly the amount they resembled the other the same. And he said thank you God ahead of time since this stuff is getting insane. He likewise said you are not the dad at Blueface. To make matters more insane, Chrisean preferred a tweet discussing how Blueface wasn't the father, and this sent Blueface into overdrive. He went on a tirade saying I realized there was something off. I don't feel that is my child. That DNA test was somewhat peculiar. When I read it appeared to be phony, I had zero command over the test. In addition to how could you have a child and be more when you and the supposed dad live in LN, and the person guaranteeing the child lives in Bmore? I think they look a ton the same more than me. What do you think? He proceeded with I got one child mom and two children until additional notification. And I'm free in this. The best news I got the entire year. This is muddled. And obviously Blueface will have another DNA test done on the grounds that plainly he has no faith in the first. This will end in one of two ways possibly. It's his child. Or not, however, one way or the other will be extremely fascinating. Fans left familiar saying sincerely it would be ideal for Rock. Assuming that Blueface isn't the dad right now, she ought to say you understand what he's not yours and raise him alone. This is insane to manage consistently. And this is simply miserable. Kindly safeguard this child on the grounds that you all doing the most child don't merit this. It's going to have silver hairs before it turns 1 year of age. You all this story is hella chaotic. Yet I need to understand what you folks figure about this. Do you feel that Chrisean truly lied about the paternity? Or do you imagine that her ex is beginning show? In vain drop your contemplations in the remarks. Then look at this next video music.